item on the agenda, HCR132. This is requesting the Department of Health submit a request to the Drug Enforcement Administration for an exception to regulations, and a petition to clarify that the state authorized use of medical cannabis does not violate the Federal Controlled Substances Act. First testifier we have is the Department of Health.
Hi, good afternoon again, Chair Keohokalole, Vice Chair Baker, and members of the committee. I'm Tammy Whitney with the Department of Health Medical Cannabis Registry Program, and the department stands on its testimony offering comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next we have Dr. Clifton Otto. Report.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify on this measure. Dr. Clifton Otto. You have my written testimony and in support, and I would like to add just a few brief comments. I have come before this committee several times this session, and I wanted to thank you for being patient with my persistence in trying to move forward a solution that I believe can help resolve this unnecessary conflict with the federal regulation of marijuana. I hope that you find that this measure to be a reasonable way for the legislature to express its will on this issue, and that my written testimony has adequately addressed any previous concerns. Thank you, and I will be available for any questions.
Thank you very much. Next we have, that's all the live testimony I believe we've received. Is there anyone on the conference who wants to testify? Okay, seeing none, we have one piece of written testimony submitted in support by Shana Metch. Members, are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, is there any desire to reach up to discuss these items? Okay, I'm going to move right into recommendations then. On HCR 59, I'm going to recommend that we move this measure out as is. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, Vice Chair, HCR 59, passing unamended. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair, you're on mute.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, now you're good. Go ahead.
The chair votes aye. Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Moriwaki?
Aye.
Senator Sambuena-Ventura?
Aye.
Senator Favela?
Aye.
Chair, your recommendation's been adopted. 5 ayes.
Thank you very much. On the next resolution, HCR 132 AC1, I'm going to make the following, I'm going to recommend we make the following changes. The first is that we remove the second and third be it resolved clauses. We have some technical amendments, and we changed the title and the associated whereas clauses to request that the Department of Health apply to the Drug Enforcement Administration Office of Diversion Control for an exception under CFR Title 21, Section 1307.03, and request formal written acknowledgement that the listing of marijuana, marijuana extract, and THC as controlled substances in Federal Schedule 1 does not apply to the protected activities in the Hawaii Revised Statute. So it's a bit of a technical change to the title request. Any discussion? Senator Moriwaki.
So, and following the.
Can you start again? You're coming in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you for the amendments. I just wanted to clarify the amendments because as I read the Department of Health testimony, they can't apply for an exception, but if it is related to the exceptions for medical use, I see that as clarifying language, and so I'm just wondering if that is what the amendment will point to.
So the amendment is a little more specific because we are requesting that the Department of Health submit a petition. And then the CFR section is different because it's a broader exception request section. in the Code of Federal Regulations, because I happen to believe that the CFR section that we have been haggling over as related to this issue over the last 2 years are too specific. And regardless of the supremacy of laws between the state and the federal government, the CFR section that we note in the amendment, 1307.03, allows for a broader application, and it follows requests and legislative action that was taken in the state of Minnesota.
So, their testimony that says it precludes them from petitioning for exemption. Is that what you're covering? You're saying that there's some broader.
Because the Attorney General's office did not submit testimony on this, we're left to rely on the testimony on this issue that took place over the last couple of years. My belief is that there's nothing that prevents the state of Hawaii or the Department of Health from petitioning the federal government. The state of Hawaii can send in an application on anything it wants to. There's nothing prohibiting us in any of the CFR or in the federal statute from doing that. But they're contrary to, I believe, the belief of some of the advocates in the community. There is nothing precluding the federal government from denying the application. The CFR sections are published pursuant to congressional statutory authorization, and so the federal government can take whatever action it deems necessary, including denying these applications. But that does not prevent the state of Hawaii or the legislature from applying or requesting that they make those changes. So that's
Okay.
so those are my recommendations for the resolution.
So,
Yes, I'm cautious, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go with reservation, but I'll let it go forward and see where it goes.
so,
Senator San Buenaventura.
yeah, thank you so much. So I agree with you. And basically, I think, Senator Moriwaki, you misread the DOH testimony. Because if you look at the very last line, it basically said what Chair said, which was they can apply, but it's unlikely the DEA would grant it. So I really like the Chair's amendments, because it doesn't make sense to apply for something it's going to deny. So let's try a different avenue, and hopefully that this time it'll stick. So I am in support of the Chair's amendments, and I applaud the creative amendment.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, Vice Chair, HCR132 passing with amendment. Chair votes aye.
Chair votes aye, Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Moriwaki.
Oh, still be with reservation, please.
Senator San Buenaventura.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Sorry. Aye.
Okay, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you very much. Members, I'd just like to know